Let's have a look at this particular problem. A person buys tea of 3 different qualities at 800 rupees, 500 rupees and 300 rupees per kg respectively. And the amounts bought are in the proportion 2:3:5. So what I can say is, let me take it as a simple normal equation based question. Let me buy 2 kgs of the first kind, 3 kgs of the second kind and 5 kgs of the third kind. So in total I am purchasing 10 kgs. Now, let's figure out the cost price of each of these. Cost price to buy the 2 kgs of first kind is going to be 2 into 800, which is 1600. Cost price to buy 3 kgs of the second kind is going to become 3 into 500, which is 1500. Similarly, to buy 5 kgs of the third kind is going to be 5 into 300, which is again 1500. So the total cost price here I can say is 1600 plus 1500 plus 1500. So that gives me 4600. Now, she mixes all the tea and sells 1/6 of the mixture. So 1/6 of the mixture means 10 by 6 kg. Okay, now she is going to sell this at 700 rupees per kg. So total 10 by 6 kg, she is going to sell at 10 by 6 into 700. Now, the price in INR per kg at which she should be selling the remaining tea to make an overall profit of 50%. Now, let the price in INR per kg be X for the remaining. Okay, so now remaining is how much? I had initially 10 kgs. So now that's going to be 10 minus 10 by 6. Okay, and this I'm going to sell it at X rupees per kg. So total cost should become this much. Okay, and this price I'm selling it at 50% profit. So this was a cost price, right? And 50% of this is going to be 2300. So if I add 2300 here, this becomes 6900. Now this is the basic equation that you need to solve. Okay, now let me just try to simplify it. First of all, 10 divided by 6 into 700 plus, let me take 10 common outside. Okay, so 1 minus 1 by 6 into x is equal to 6900. Now the main intention behind this is I can divide the whole equation by 10, right? Now let me do this. This gives me 700 divided by 6 plus, now 1 minus 1 by 6 is 5 by 6x, and this is equal to 690. Now divide the whole equation by 5 again. So this here becomes 140 and this becomes 1. 3 times 15, remainder is 4, and 40 it becomes 8 times. Now remember, 140 plus x, I can keep it. The denominator is going to be 6. Both are like fractions. So I just take that 6 and multiply this side. I'll end up with 138 into 6. Now this is going to become 8 and 4 here. So 18 plus 4 is 22. So 6 plus 2 is 8. Now this gives you 140 plus x is equal to 828. So x is equal to now 8 here, 8 here, and then 6. So the price at which I should have sold the remaining, okay, is going to be 688 rupees per kg. So I go with option 1. Have a look at this question. 2 pipes A and B are attached to an empty water tank. Pipe A fills the tank. Remember, pipe A fills the tank, whereas pipe B drains the same tank. If pipe A is open at 2 p.m. and pipe B is open at 3 p.m., then the tank becomes full at 10 p.m. Now, usually time and work problem, we can easily solve it using LCM method. But here, I do not have precisely how much time each pipe is taking to fill. So taking the LCM method would become a tedious process in this case. So I'm going to avoid that. Instead, what I'm going to do is, I will let A fill at the rate of A liters per hour. Okay, and let pipe B drain B liters per hour. Now, if pipe A is open at 2 p.m. and pipe B is open at 3 p.m., the tank becomes full at 10 p.m. Now, remember that pipe A has worked for 8 hours. So, in 8 hours, pipe A would have filled 8A units or 8A liters. Okay, now pipe B is open at 3 p.m. and it's getting full at 10, right? So 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., 7 hours it has been working. So that 7 hours it would have emptied 7 into B liters. This has to be the capacity of the tank. Similarly, second case, pipe A is opened at 2 p.m. and pipe B is opened at 4 p.m. Then the tank becomes full at 6 p.m. Now pipe A is open at 2 p.m. so it's working only for 4 hours. So in 4 hours, it would have filled 4A liters. And then pipe B is open only for 2 hours, that is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So in 2 hours, it would have emptied 2 into B. And again, this would have been the capacity. Now, both the equations indicate the capacity to me, so I can easily go and equate both the equations, from which I can try to get the relation between A and B. So 8A minus 7B is going to be 4A minus 2B. So I'll end up with 4A is equal to 5B, or I can say A by B is equal to 5 by 4. So now from here I can say A is equal to 5x, okay, and B is equal to 4x, whatever, right? Okay. Now let's see what they have been asking. If pipe B is not opened at all, then the time in minutes taken to fill the tankers. So if pipe B is not at all opened, which means pipe A is only opened. So pipe A can fill how many units? 5x units, okay, per hour, or 5x liters per hour. Now, what is the total capacity? I can either take this as the capacity or this one. So let me take the first equation. 8 into A. A is nothing but 5x. Minus 7 into B is 4x. So this is the capacity of the tank. Okay, and per hour job by A is going to be 5x. So to get the total time, you just have to divide these two. So x anyway gets cancelled out. 8 into 5 is 40. 40 minus 7 into 4 is 28. 28 divided, this divided by 5. So this gives me exactly 12 divided by 5, which is nothing but 2.4 hours. This data is in terms of hours because every I have taken per hour only. Okay, so this is going to be in terms of hours. Now remember that the answers are all given to me in terms of minutes. So 2 hours is nothing but 120 minutes. And now I need to convert the decimal part, 0.4 into minutes, so multiply it into 60. So here I'll end up with 24. So 120 plus 24 is 144 minutes in total. So I'll end up with option 4 for this. A time and work question here. Anil can paint a house in 60 days. So Anil can paint a house in 60 days. Whereas Bimal can paint the same house in 84 days. Now to take the LCM, it is always better for me to just prime factorize this. This is nothing but 5 into 3 into 4. Okay. And this is nothing but again 7 into 3 into 4. So LCM, that is the total work to be done. The total work to be done. The LCM is nothing but 3 and 4 is common. So 3 into 4, LCM of 5 and 7 is going to be 35. So this is 5 into 3 into 4, whereas this is 3 into 4 into 5 into 7. So Anil can do 7 units every day. Okay. And similarly, this is nothing but 7 into 3 into 4. This is 7 into 5 into 3 into 4. So Bimal can do 5 units per day. So yeah, I have got the total work and I've got the per day efficiency of each person. Now Anil starts painting and after 10 days. So for 10 days, it's only Anil who is going to work. So in 10 days, I can say that Anil, each day he can do 7 units. Okay, so each day 7 units means in 10 days he can finish 70 units. Now let's also try to figure out what is the value of this. This is nothing but here 35 into 4 into 3, which gives you a total of 420. This gives you a total of 420. So total work was 420 units and in 10 days 70 units has been completed by A. So remaining work is now going to become 420 minus 70, that gives you 350. Now let's see what is happening. Bimal and Chandra join him. Now Bimal and Chandra are going to join him. So per day work, all the three working together. Anil would do 7 units. Bimal would do 5 units. I do not know how much Charu is going to do, right? So together, they now finish the work in 14 days. So this is the amount of work finished in the remaining 14 days. So I can just equate it. Now 7 goes here 2 times and 7 goes here 50 times. 2 goes here 25 times. So I'll end up with C is equal to 25 minus 12, which is going to be 13. Okay. Now let's go and see what the question is. If they're paid a total of 21,000 for the job, then the share of Charu in INR proportionate to the work done by him is. See, the total work is 420 units. I need to check how many units of work Charu has done. Charu has worked for how many days? Only for 14 days, right? Charu came and worked for 14 days only. So his per day work is going to be 13 units, right? So the total amount of work that he does is going to be 14 into here 13. So how much does this give you? 13 into 14. So 13 into 4 is going to give you 42 here. So 13 plus 4 is 172 units, right? So now I can say that Charu has done a total of 172. Is it 172? Just check. Yeah. 13 into 4. Sorry, yeah, 13 into 4 is 52 here. This is 52. Okay, so this becomes 182 units. So Charu has done a total of 182 units. Now, compared to the total 420 units. So his share will be 182 out of 420 into the total, that is going to be 21000. Now I can say 21 goes here exactly 100 times, and it goes here 2 times, this goes here 50 times. So 0 here, 5 into 2 is going to be another 0 here, 4 here, and then 9100. So the total amount of work that Charu is going to get is going to be 9100. That's going to be option 4. A sequence-based question here. For the sequence of real numbers x1, x2 up to xn, if x1 minus x2 plus x3 minus, this keeps on going up to minus 1 whole to the power n minus 1 xn is equal to n square plus 2n for all natural numbers n, then the sum of x of 49 and x of 50 equals to. Now let's try to figure out what is the sequence. Okay, now I have to figure out what is the first term. So let me put n is equal to 1. If n is equal to 1, the first term is going to be nothing but 1 square plus 2 into 1. That's going to be 1 plus 2, that is going to be 3. So I know that the first term here, x1 is equal to 3. Okay, now I also know x1 minus x2. If I take two terms, then the value should be here 2 square plus 2 into 2, which is going to be nothing but 8. Correct. And x1 already I know that it is going to be 3. So 3 minus x2 should be giving me a total of 8 here. So now I can say x2 is equal to, now 8 this side, if it goes minus, so that gives you minus 5. So x1 has been figured out, x2 has been figured out. So let's try to figure out a little more terms till the time I start getting a cycle or I start getting a pattern, such that it becomes easy for me to predict what kind of a sequence it is or what is going to be the difference between any two consecutive terms. Why? Because two terms, consecutive terms have been given here. So let me just try to figure out our next few terms. So let's now go with x of 3. So I know that x1 plus x2, okay, and not plus x2. This has to be minus x2, I think. See, x1 minus x2 plus x3 here. Now this should be equal to nothing but 3 square 9 plus 3 into 2 6, which is going to be a total of 15. Now x1 is 3 minus, and x2 is going to be minus 5 plus x3 is equal to 15. Now 8. So I get x3 is equal to 7. Okay, now let's target for one more. Now x1 minus x2 plus x3 minus x4 would be nothing but 4 square 16 plus 2 into 4, which is going to be 8. So now x1 I had figured out as 3 minus of minus 5 plus 7 minus x4 is equal to 24 here. Now let's do this. 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 minus x4 is equal to 24. So I'll end up with x4 is equal to minus 9. Got it? Now let's just write these terms here. So x1 was 3. Okay. Minus x2 was minus 5. And plus x3 was 7. And minus x4 was minus 9. And so on up to x of n. Now let's look at two consecutive terms. What is the difference between x2 and x1? x1, what is the difference here? What is the difference between x1 and x2? Okay, I think here the sum has been asked, right? So we can look at the sum. No need to figure out the pattern of difference here. The sum has been asked, so look at the sum of these two terms. Remember, the sign has to be not considered here, okay, because this is of the equation that has been given here, the expression that has been given here. Okay, but we are asked to figure out the sum of the terms. So let's look at the sum of these consecutive terms. 3 minus 5 is going to be minus 2. Okay, and 7 minus 9 is again going to be minus 2. So you see that the sum of any two consecutive terms is coming out as minus 2. I can directly mark that. I go with option 3 there. Okay, a box has 450 balls, each either white or black. So there are only two kinds of balls here. The color is either going to be white or it's going to be black. There being as many metallic white balls as metallic black balls. Now, so far data about metallic white balls and metallic black balls has been given. So let me read further. Okay, so I know that there are a total of 450 balls, and out of these there are black balls and there are going to be some white balls. That's it, I know. Now, 40% of the white balls. So 40 percentage of the white balls and 50 percentage of the black balls are metallic, they have said. So I know that the number of white metallic balls is equal to the number of black metallic balls. So I just equate them. So I'll end up here with this goes here 2 times and this goes here 2 by 5. So white by black is going to be nothing but 5 by 4. If the number of white balls is going to be 5x, the number of black balls is going to be 4x. Okay, so total the number of balls is 9x. We can just assume and keep it. Now, the number of non-metallic balls. See, this is about the metallic balls, right? 40% of the white balls and 50% of the black balls. So what I can now do is to find the non-metallic balls. So 40% of the white balls are metallic, then 60% of the white balls. White balls is nothing but 5x. Have to be non-metallic. Similarly, if 50% of the black balls are metallic, the remaining 50% have to be definitely non-metallic, and that's of 4x. Okay, now let's just figure out what is the value of this. Now this goes away here, this lands up with a 2 here. Okay, so this is 2x. Now this is 3 and this is going to be a 5. 5 gets cancelled out here. So total of 3x plus 2x, total of 5x balls are going to be non-metallic. Now to get the value of x, I know that the total number of balls present is 9x, which is 450. So 9x is equal to 450. So I get x is equal to 50. Okay, now 5x is the total of non-metallic balls. 5x is equal to 5 into 50. That's going to be a total of 250. This was the expected answer here. So Raj invested 10,000 in a fund. At the end of first year, he incurred a loss, but his balance was more than 5,000. So from here, I can say that the loss is going to be less than 50% because his balance is going to be more than 50% of the amount that he has deposited. So the question is also asking about the percentage in the first year. So I can cancel off 70% because the loss is to be less than 50%. Now, this balance when invested for another year, okay, grew, and the percentage growth in the second year was 5 times the percentage loss in the first year. So let the percentage loss in the first year be x percentage. So the percentage gain in the next year is going to be 5x percentage. So let's see. I had 10,000 invested. Now this grows by this. There's a loss of x%. So this decreases by x%. Okay. And now this is the amount for the end of the first year. Now the second year, this amount is going to get deposited, and here there's going to be an increase of 5x%. So the amount will grow to 1 plus 5x by 100 of this whole thing. Correct? Now this total value, the amount at the end of the second year, okay, is fetching you 35% gain over the 2-year period. That means this amount has to be equal to 135% of the total amount invested initially, which is 10,000. So you look at this question, okay, now 10,000, 10,000 just gets cancelled out. So if you solve this equation, definitely you will land up with the answer, you will come up with 10, okay. But note that you're going to get a quadratic equation here, okay. And by looking, see, when you're doing the paper, now you should be very, very careful as to which method is going to take you a longer time. Now this is not a theta based question that you have to spend so much of time in a quadratic equation and get me the answer. You can directly go with substitution. What you could have done is 1 minus here 10 by 100, that is 1 minus 0.1 into, now 1 plus, this is going to be 50 by 100 is going to be 0.2 is equal to 1.35. Correct here? So this is, sorry, this is 0.5, this is 0.5 here, this is 0.5. So this is going to give you 0.9, okay, into 1.5. Does this value satisfy? Yes, it does satisfy. So I could have marked option 2 and gone, because the basic constant calculator is allowed, right? You could have done that, but I don't think you needed a calculator also for this, okay? So this could have been merely done with substitution after you got the equation. That's all. Anil, Bobby, and Chintu jointly invest in a business and agree to share the overall profit in the proportion to their investments. Okay. So Anil's share of investment is 70%. So let the total investment be 100x. Okay. And I know that Anil's share here is going to be 70x, 70% of that. So remaining 30% goes to your Bobby and Chintu. His share of profit decreases by 420 if the overall profit goes down from 18%. So 18, if the profit is 18% now, it would have been 18x. Okay, and Anil's share would have been 70% of this. Correct. Now, if it goes to 15%, the profit would have been 15x, and here his share would have been 70% of this. So the difference of this is going to be 420, they have clearly stated. So 70% of 18x minus 15x is going to be 3x, and that's going to be 420x. So this gets cancelled out. I'll end up with a 6 here. This goes here 2 times. So x is equal to 200. Okay. So Anil's investment is going to be 14000. Okay, but I'm not bothered with this. Now Chintu's share of profit increases by 80 if the overall profit goes up by 15%, goes up from 15%. So if his share was a percentage, or if his investment was a percentage, okay, now I know that 15% of the investment is going to be 15x, and 17% of the investment is going to be 17x, and the difference here is going to be 2x. Okay, here also his share would have been a percentage of 15x. Here also it would have been a percentage of 17x. The difference would have been a percentage of 2x. Okay. And this difference, they have clearly said that this is going to be 80. Now this goes here exactly 50. Correct? Now do I have the value of x? Yes. I have a into 200 is equal to 80 into 50. So I cancel off 2 zeros this side, and this is going to be a 4. So a is equal to 4 into 2. That's going to be a total of 20%. Now this is Chintu's share of profit and Chintu's investment also. Okay. Now 20% of 100x is going to be nothing but 20x. Now remember that 30x had to be shared among Bobby and Chintu. So Bobby's share of investment is going to be 10x. The amount in INR invested by Bobby. X is equal to 200. So 10 into 200, that's going to be a total of 2000 rupees. Option 1 for this. In a football tournament, a player has played a certain number of matches. Let the number of matches played by him be X. And now he has 10 more matches to be played. Okay, remember 10 more matches are to be played, not yet played. If he scores a total of 1 goal over the next 10 matches, his overall average will be 0.15 goals per match. Now, I do not know what is the average number of goals in the first X matches. Let it be A. Now, the total, if he now has a total of AX goals in the first X matches, and he scores 1 goal extra, okay, in the 10 matches more. Now, divided by the total number of matches is going to be X plus 10. This average is going to be 0.15. Let me figure out what this equation gives me. AX plus 1 is equal to 0.15x plus 1.5. Equation number 1. Let's go to the next case. On the other hand, if he scores a total of 2 goals over the next 10 matches, that means already he has AX goals. Now he scores 2 goals. Okay, to get the average divided by the total number of matches, x plus 10, this is to give you 0.2. Now, AX plus 2 is equal to 0.2x plus 2. Now, plus 2 gets cancelled out. AX is equal to 0.2x. X gets cancelled. A is equal to 0.2. Now what is 0.2? 0.2 is A, which is the average goals scored in the first X matches. But that's not what I have to figure out. I have to figure out the number of matches, that is X. So let me try to put this A's value in the first equation. 0.2 X plus 1 is equal to 0.15 X plus 1.5. So when I take it aside, I land up with 0.05x is equal to 0.5. Correct. So from here I can get x is equal to nothing but x is equal to multiply this by 100 and multiply this also by 100. I land up with 50. X is equal to 50. So 50 is going to be the number of, no, 0.5x. 5x is equal to 50 here. So x is going to be equal to 10. So 10 is going to be the number of matches that he has played. X is equal to 10. Okay, and remember that you cannot write the number of matches is equal to 20 by adding the next 10 matches, because he has not played the next 10 matches. They are yet to be played. And these are just conditional statements. Okay, so you can't add up to that. Understanding it? So the number of matches he has played, that's already played, that's going to be only 10. Okay, not 20, which most of you had made a mistake in this. From a container filled with milk, 9 liters of milk. Okay, so this is going to be a removal and replacement based question. So I do not know what is the amount of milk initially. Let the amount of milk initially be x liters. Okay, from here 9 liters of the milk are being drawn out and replaced with water. So now I don't know how much was initially, right? It's x. So 9 out of x has been taken out. So what remains is 1 minus 9 by x. Okay, now this is the amount of milk that remains after the first removal and replacement. Now, next again from the same container, 9 liters are drawn. So again, 9 out of x liters, okay, are withdrawn, means remaining 1 minus 9 out of x milk will be staying out of this. Okay, and now they have said that the volumes of milk and water in the container are now in the ratio 16 is to 9. That means the volume of milk here is going to be 16 out of the total 25 parts of the total volume anyway is going to be x, because whatever has been removed has been replaced. So initial quantity I started with x, means the final quantity also has to be x only. So x and x anyway gets cancelled out. 1 minus 9 by x whole square is equal to 16 by 25. Now from here I can say 1 minus 9 by x, take the square root on both the sides, 4 divided by 5, or 9 by x is equal to 1 minus 4 by 5, which is 1 by 5, or in simple, x is equal to 9 into 5, which is going to be 45 liters. So the required answer here was 45 liters. Two trains A and B were moving in opposite directions, their speed being in the ratio of 5 is to 3. The front end of A, okay, so this is like trains question. So let me draw two trains here. So this is train A, okay. So both of them are going in opposite direction. Let me draw them like this. Okay, so these are the engines. The ones that I've highlighted in black are going to be the engines. Now the speed of this one is going to be 5x. Let this be the first train. So length of the first train is L1 and speed is going to be 5x. The length of the second train is L2 and the speed here is going to be 3x. The front end of A, okay, crossed the rear end. That means this front end crossed this rear end. That means it covered a distance of L2 relatively. It covered a distance of L2 relatively, okay, in 46 seconds. So 46 seconds is equal to the relative distance covered L2 divided by the relative speed. Both are going in opposite directions. So 5x plus 3x is going to be 8x. So L2 is equal to 8x into 46 seconds. Okay, so I can just omit the unit then, no issues. Now, it took another 69 seconds for the rear ends of from here further. Okay, from here further. Now the engine is here. Now, for this train to go here, okay, and the rear end of both the trains. This is the rear end of the train B. So this also should be the rear end of now train A. So that means train A has to cover its own distance L1 and go out. Correct. So that happens in 69 seconds and the 69 seconds. So 69 seconds is equal to relative distance covered as L1 divided by relative speed, again is going to be the same 8x. So I can say L1 is equal to 69 into 8x. Now let's go with the question. What have they asked us? The ratio of the length of train A. Train A is nothing but L1. So 69 into 8x is to that the train or train B's length. That's going to be now 8x into 46 here. So 8x gets cancelled out. 23 will go here 2 times and 23 will go here 3 times. Ratio is 3 is to 2. I go with option 4. The number of ways of distributing 15 identical balloons, 6 identical pencils, and 3 identical erasers among 3 children, such that each child gets at least 4 balloons and 1 pencil. Okay. Now, first of all, let's go with I have to distribute 15 identical balloons and 6 identical pencils and 3 identical erasers among 3 children. So, distributing 3 identical erasers. Okay, so distributing 3 identical erasers among 3 children. I need to put 2 partitions to divide it for 3 children. Correct. So, the number of ways in which I can distribute this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 articles there, 5 factorial by. These 3 are the identical ones and these 2 are the identical ones. So, this gives you 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 3 into 2 into 1 into 2 into 1. So this part gets cancelled out and 2 gets cancelled out. There are 10 ways. Now, this is to distribute the erasers. Now, I also have to distribute the pencils. So each child has got one pencil, so giving that it's identical, so one case for that. Okay, now the remaining 3 pencils have to be distributed among 3 children. So 3 pencils among 3 children, again the same scenario arises, again there will be 10 ways. Okay, this is for pencils. Now going ahead with the balloons now. So each of the child gets at least 4 balloons. So first giving 4 balloons to each child. Okay, I'll be giving out 4 and 3 12 balloons. So that's going to be only one because all of them are identical, right? Now, remaining 3 balloons are there to distribute it among 3 children. So again the same case. So there will be 10 possible cases. So to distribute erasers, pencils, and balloons, it will be nothing but 10 into 10 into 10, which is going to be 1000. That was the expected answer. For a 4-digit number, let the 4-digit number be A, B, C, D. The sum of its digits in the thousands, that is A, hundreds, and tens place is going to be 14. The sum of its digits in the hundreds, tens, and units place is going to be 15. And the tens place, that is B, tens place is going to be C. Tens place is 4 more than the units place, that is going to be 4 plus D. Okay, then the highest possible 4-digit number satisfying the above condition is okay. Now, the number anyway has to be A, B, C, D. Let me check the various conditions that come under it. Okay, first A plus B plus C is equal to 14. Now, I can't do anything with here. If I put a D here, again I get 3 variables. But here, see, B plus C is going to be now 4 plus D. Okay, and D is already there, is equal to 15. Now from here I can say B plus 2D is equal to 11. This definitely has to be even number, 2D has to be even number, but this is an odd number, which makes B to be a odd number. Okay, now these can be only single digit numbers, no? Because each of them is in the ones place, tens place, hundredth place, so single digit numbers only are possible. So single digit odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 that are possible for B. Now I also know A plus B plus C. A plus B plus C is equal to 14. Now one more thing, here B plus C plus D. If from here I think I can get, if B, I can get the value of D in each case. B plus 2D has to be equal to 11. So B is equal to 1. Then 2D will become 10. So D will become 5. Okay. If B is equal to 3, then 2D will become 8. In that case, D will become 4. So similarly here, if B is equal to 5, okay, then 2D will become 6. So D will become 3. So similarly 2 and then 1 here. Okay, this was the pattern. So B and D have already been figured out. Okay. Now next thing that I can do here, okay, is b plus c plus d is equal to 15. B plus c plus d is equal to 15. Now this is 6. So c remaining has to be nothing but 9. Okay, and then here together. Okay, here together. A plus b plus d, nowhere I have the data, right? B plus c. Okay. Now 3 plus 4 is 7. And if I have 7, then this has to be 8. Now 5 plus 3, this is 8. So sum anyway has to be 15. So this has to be 7. This is going to be 9. 9 plus 4 will give you 15, 6. And this is 10. 10 plus 5 will give you. Okay, now I just have to figure out the values of A. I know A plus B plus C has to be 14. So this is already 10. So this has to be 4. Okay, now this is already 11. So this has to be 3. So you see that the terms will keep on decreasing here. Okay, 7 plus 5 is 12. So this will now become 2. This will become now 1. This will be 0. So this is not at all a possible value. So the highest possible 4-digit number satisfying the above conditions is nothing but 4195. And this was the expected answer. There are three positive integers x, y, and z, and they are in arithmetic progression. So I can say that y is going to be the arithmetic mean of these two numbers. So y is equal to x plus z divided by 2. Now let's try to substitute this in the next equation that has been given, or the next expression here. So I know that x into y. Okay, so y is nothing but x plus z divided by 2 into z should be equal to 5 into x plus y is again x plus z divided by 2 plus z. Now when I take the LCM, okay, this side, I'll end up with 2 here, and this gives me 3x plus 2x plus x is 3x, okay, plus again 2z plus z is going to be 3z here into 5. Okay, now this is z into x plus z divided by 2. So x into x plus z divided by 2 into z is equal to 5 into 3 into x plus z divided by 2. Now both the sides x plus z divided by 2 gets cancelled out. I land up with x into z is equal to 15. So since that they are all three positive integers, they can be 1, 15, okay, 3, 5, 5, 3, or then again 15 and 1. Now they are asked y minus x has to be greater than 2. Y minus x have to be greater than 2. This is one condition that they have specified. I need to get the value of z minus x. Okay. Now, here, if x, y, and z terms are then, if this is 15 and this is going to be 1, then the middle term here is going to be the average of these two, which is going to be exactly 8. Okay. Now, this is possible because y minus x here would be greater than 2. Second case, if this is going to be 5 and this is going to be 3, this has to be definitely 4, no other way around. So, y minus x here would have been 1, so this is not possible. If this is 3 and this is 5, okay, this definitely has to be 4. And I know that y minus x has to be again negative 1. That is also not possible. Same thing with this also, 1 and 15 here. This would have become 8. So this is also a negative number. This difference would have been not possible because the difference between y and x has to be greater than 2. So this is the only possible way. Now z minus x, 15 minus 1, 14 is the required answer for this.